Appreciate you clicking on this video. Let's do this. All right, I got done seeing Odyssey. The Odyssey. Christoper Nolan Odyssey. I was hyping this movie up a little bit. When I was seeing those trailers, dude, I was saying like, oh my goodness, this looks amazing. Greek gods on the big screen. And I did see movies like that like before, like Troy. That's like the only one I watched. I never see like a physical Greek god movie. And that's exactly what I did today. I saw Odyssey. I got my popcorn, went to the theaters, sat down, pretty excited for the film. When the film started, I was like, this looks like it's gonna be amazing. And it was. The movie is about 3 hours long. I don't want to give out no spoilers, so maybe if you guys want to comment below, I could do a spoiler review of full spoilers if you guys want. But Odyssey. Christoper Nolan Odyssey. All right, first I'm gonna narrow this down. Christoper Nolan pulls out some good movies in the past decade. He had The Dark Knight. He had Oppenheimer, which did amazing. Which I know I don't want to be that guy, but I am. But I personally didn't like Oppenheimer. I watched it on the TV. Yeah, it was on the TV or something. I remember. I watched Oppenheimer. Bro, that movie was so boring. How did people actually like that? It's about like the atomic bomb and that stuff. Like, how did people actually like that? I understand if you like it, just don't hate me. I'm personally not into those type of movies. But this one, oh, he also did the Batman too. And he's also currently going to do the Batman Part 2 that releases now in 2028. Oh man, we have to wait 2 more years for good old Batman. The Odyssey. This might be the best movie I've seen of this year. To be correct, I think this is the best movie to come out this year. Obviously, Spider-Man Doomsday is gonna probably refresh that. Obviously, those two are gonna be better. But non-superhero, no comic or anything. Greek mythology, I actually very love Greek mythology. I used to read Greek mythology books in elementary school. Man, I was a big fan. And I remember when the Odyssey trailer came out, I was like, what is this? But then I looked into, is this about Greek gods? And yeah, surely is. Also, as you can looking on YouTube, on trailers and then YouTubers like 3C Films, and he was saying, Greek gods movie on the big screen. He's like, oh my gosh, you're right. And this movie had tickets on sale about a year ago. I'm pretty sure like in August. That's how hyped this movie was. And yeah, this movie was really good. So I'm going to start off with the opening scene. Coming with Tom Holland's character, who he plays. I forgot what plays. I forgot the character's name. But then you have Odysseus. He's like the best part of the film. He's like a cranking sword machine. He kills people. He puts them to threats. He puts them to sleep. He does anything to get revenge just to marry his wife. He does anything. Odysseus is definitely the best part. Oh, but there is one scene that, man, kind of freaked me out. I'll talk about that in just a little bit. But there was also this scene about when Odysseus and his men were in the cave with his henchmen. And then this big monster, which his name is Cyclops, he eats them, shoots them in the eye, and he does a big noise. Like, oh my God, my theater was like shaking. That's how big this was. And this is a rated R movie, so don't take your kids to this. This is only for people like me. But man, he like put an arrow in his eye. He shook everywhere. It was pretty good. And then he like talked or something. I forgot what he said. He's like, all right. And then Odysseus and his henchmen said, did he talk? It was pretty funny. I was eating my popcorn and I was saying, oh my God. It's pretty sweet. And then Odysseus trying to run for his life so he doesn't get caught by this Cyclops guy. He runs out of his life, shoots him in the eye again. He eats one of his henchmen. The Cyclops dude eats one of his henchmen, in half, lets the bones suffer on the floor in the cave. Eventually, Cyclops gets out of the cave and gets Ravage, goes for revenge, you know? But then, of course, Odysseus is the hero. He shoots him in the eye again, then he actually is done for. That was a really good scene. I really like that. And then him and his henchmen go, like, on some portal, on an adventure, you know? And then there's this girl here, I think her name was ODYSSEY, that she turns one of his henchmen into pigs. And that was the grossest thing ever in this movie. I was like, oh my god, bro. They got naked, bro? Yeah, ODYSSEY literally turns these guys into pigs. Like, while they're eating their food because they were starving after beating that Cyclops guy. Imagine they're starving. Turns them into pigs! And I was like, what the fuck? It's insane. That was a very funny scene. And then eventually Odysseus comes in, finds out, and then Circe obviously turns him back because she was just misunderstood. She just misses her family. And then turns him back to human. And that was a weird scene too. We don't talk about this, like the books were like showing that stuff. That was a pretty good scene. And then they like travel through the lake and that. And then finally, I don't want to talk about the whole movie unless you want to see a spoiler review of this. Like a full spoiler. So I really want to talk spoilers on this, but I don't want. This is a spoiler-free review. And at the very end, Odysseus is a cloaked hero while his wife is waiting. They have to do something like... The wife was saying, whoever can get this bow to the hammer or something like that and crank it can marry me. That's what she said. And people were trying. They obviously couldn't. Well, Tom Holland, her son, was kind of laughing. And then Zendaya was also in this film, which is kind of funny. That's fun, though. She was like a useless character, though. But it's fun that she had her. Tom Holland's a useful character, though. But other than that, at the very end, the cloaked hero is none other than Odysseus. Odysseus. Boom. Gets the arrow. Finds out who he is. Tom Holland says, "You're my dad." Shoots everyone. Gets everyone killed, basically. Even Tom Holland's arch enemy gets him killed and says, "Tell me what Hades, and tell Hades this." Puts, for what it is, a match, puts a match all the way down his throat. Then Odysseus gets the sword and gets him through the stomach. It was a brutal scene. Eventually, it ends up great. Odysseus and her wife get married. But while Odysseus is there, his wife has him in his hands. And Odysseus is about to die. And while having flashbacks of Tom Holland taking over, he dies. Which is so very sad. Also, there's a dog that brutally gets hurt in this movie, and it ends up actually being true. That's a little sad of this film, too. You gotta be aware of that. I don't like seeing animals hurt in movies. That was such a brutal scene, though. And then, other than that, that's where it ends. The picture comes on and says, The Odyssey. Christoper Nolan cooked with this. Christoper Nolan cooked. With non-superhero, non-animated, something like that. I actually very like this movie. The Odyssey. Greek gods, amazing. And then Poseidon, very, very strong. Tell you that. And he's very, very threatening. Every time Odysseus says, Poseidon will come. Oh, just show him already. I hope we do get a sequel to this movie, so we can fully see Poseidon. But I really like this movie. Please let me know in the comments below what you thought about this, and let me know if you want to see a spoiler review. I could truly do it. But that's what I thought about this movie. Please let me know what you thought about the movie. And as always, I'll see you guys next time. Peace out till the next video. Oh, and obviously, give this movie a 10 out of 10. That's how much this is. It's a very good movie. I'll give it the Flamcroak succeeded. The Flamcroak succeeded means that the movie succeeded and it does good. It's a very good movie. It deserves the Flamcroak succeeded. Alright guys, see you in the next video. Spider-Man is next. My GOAT here. Spider-Man is the next movie I'm reviewing. Cannot wait. After all these leaks, I am very excited to see Spider-Man. I'll probably have a video coming on that, how much Spider-Man means to me, not how much I'm excited for Spider-Man Brand New Day. But The Odyssey was very good. 10 out of 10 movie. It's the Flamcroak succeeded. I'm very excited. So there you go. Please let me know what you thought about the movie. I'll see you guys next time. To the next movie review, which is Spider-Man. Peace out.